Thank you to all members for running for this position and your time invested in this process. I want to begin by saying that I do have much reason to believe that personal feelings have become a political conflict with this charter study. I bring that up not out of bitterness, but because it reflects a shift I've experienced. One where personal differences are getting in the way of respectful, collaborative public service. And that's exactly the kind of energy we don't need in this important process. We're here to talk about the best form of government. But if some can't even show one another basic respect, how can we claim we're making decisions for the good of the whole community? I feel that many of you showed up tonight knowing how you were going to vote. It's clear from your previous meeting's vote, and it's clear from Bradley Beach social media comments, opinions, and polls. A poll I just put up today that Ms. Duffy and Mr. Greenberg voted on can very well sway the community. Comments on social media by some commission members show bias to the council manager form, as they seem to always be in defense of me, promoting my opinion to keep a strong mayor form of government. But what we, as a community, supported was a group of people who would research and truly study the options with full explanations. I have been told by members of the commission that I cannot just decide based on the current administration. I absolutely know that, having been one of the residents who vocally pushed for a change when it was a nightmare. But based on your interviews and litigations of the past and many of your responses, you as well cannot base your decision mostly on the past administration. You are in the position to weigh it all, and it appears that this commission has been more so fixated on the situation of Meredith DeMarco under Larry Fox and firing a BA or CEO instead of function of a BA or CEO, a paid employee versus an elected official. There is so much more to form of government than this, and this can be adjusted under strong mayor form to match how it functions in council manager form. The voters of Bradley Beach finally figured out how to bring power back to the people in a strong mayor format. Why wouldn't we keep that at the forefront, being it has been the only answer as a bottom line to any form of government? Bottom line is always who we elect. And yet, here we are. And even at this point, the general consensus seems to be this. The research still lacks that one functions better than the other. The pros and cons between the two forms of government, as far as functionality and policy, pretty much cancel each other out. It really depends on who we elect. So, does the form of government even matter? Yes, it does, because of one critical difference. And this isn't my opinion, this is fact. You can Google it, ask AI, look at municipal law. The strong mayor form offers more direct democracy, period. If the only clear and measurable advantage between these two systems is that one gives more power to the people, how on earth can this commission recommend anything else? By putting this question on the ballot, you're not taking the neutral path. You're not letting the people decide. You're avoiding the responsibility you were trusted with. You were elected to study, research, and make an informed recommendation, not just on the BA situation, and certainly not to pass the burden to the public. Putting this on the ballot, when you don't have a definitive answer, when you can't say which form truly functions best overall for Bradley Beach, is sidestepping. It's saying we couldn't figure it out a definitive recommendation, so let the voters do it. Most people won't have the time or access to truly research this the way you were able to. That's why the commission exists. And if your ultimate takeaway is only 1 or 2 points of why it's better, and you aren't sharing the scale of both overall, then how can you justify putting our town through the risk of change? What more do you have besides the BA when factually our voices become less? The only responsible vote tonight is to maintain the strong mayor form for a stronger democracy. Don't hand this back to the voters and call it fairness. Please be honest and say overall the pros and cons are pretty equal, and that stronger democracy does exist under what we have now. You all were part of that democracy over the last administrative nightmare, and that's why the voters made a change, because you assisted as a residential voice. Do not underestimate that your residential voice was way more powerful than as a commission member. Regardless of disagreements at a personal level with prior administrations or difference of opinions, I do hope your time and dedication to this keeps you focused on your residential voice having been the most sure thing you have already seen in action. Thank you.